dearest, Habibi, I think they say.
Really? Oh.
This is in Arabic,
okay.
as far as I know, right? That's the only word of Arabic I know. But anyway. Also, maybe you speak aloud occasionally on the telephone, right? So maybe you can extend to 4 languages, right? Anyway, looking at the question of languages, and I've got here on my brilliant presentation I want to show you. Developing 1583, vigorous 2549, in trouble 1519, and dying 915. Now, okay, so it's all very well name dropping, but in terms of the meanings, right? Now, institutional, obviously, I think you'll understand the idea there. The language that would be used in education, in work, by the mass media, right? In government, and this is totally established, of course, at a national level, that will be. Now, developing, right? Developing, and I'm quoting now, right? You may think I'm brilliant, but I've got all this written down right in front of me. It's a language in vigorous use, with literature in a standardised form being used by some, though not yet widespread or sustainable. Right? So it's not actually, you know, a language which is going to be spoken much, right? The definition of in trouble, right? And here they refer to a threatened language, or a language in trouble, when the childbearing generation can use the language among themselves, but it's not being transmitted to the children. Right, so those adults who use the language, right, they can still have children, right? So, but the thing is that the children are not actually making much use of the language, right? Maybe, you know, for reasons of some kind of stigma, it's considered a bit low to use the language, whatever, right? But I certainly see this now in Mauritius when we visit Mauritius, my wife and I. And now more and more people in the shops, in sort of civil service officers, they tend to be using French or English, well, English definitely, but French as well. Much more than the lingua franca, the language which unites them all, right? Now, so threatened, I would say, yeah, I have a personal interest in that because of what's your name?
Irene.
And Irene is going to represent the views of the trio here.
Okay, our idea is to show the different ways we can name something, right? So we will arrive to the class and ask them to, what's this, for example, and they will say, that's a chair, or a silla. It's not a silla, it's chair, it's lots of things more. And we will divide the class into like 4 different parts, and they will have an item, an object there, and they will work in groups of 4 or 5, and the groups will be made of 2 researchers who will look for different ways and different languages to name the same object. Right. 2 artists will design and copy the flags of the different countries they are working with, and 1 locator who will locate for that exactly country they are talking about in a map they will have on each part, and then they will just stick different ways of naming the same objects on it, and they will see the different ways of opens.
Great, right. Do you have any experience of this? Anybody have any experience of this kind of approach so far? You do, yeah?
We did something, well, similar, because we have got a communities with 4 different countries, and we have got students from Romania, from well, they speak Arabic, they came from Morocco,
from the Persian Gulf area? Oh no, from North Africa.
Then we find out different people from different countries. So, well, Germany, we didn't have anyone from Germany, but we got a few teachers from who teach German.
Who teach German,
Okay,
yes.
so we use them. And then we also have one girl from Ethiopia, and we also had one Scottish assistant, well, not Scottish, Australian assistant, Canadian. Then now she was presenting the Vietnamese part, okay, and the other France as well. Right, we missed the gypsies, okay, because we wanted to interview the gypsies in the school, but it was the end of the term, so we couldn't do that. But the rest of the countries were presented, so they created PowerPoint with different information in there, and of course they have to give us an idea about how they say or how Christmas is being celebrated in different countries. Language is also important because they present a different ways of saying that, and also a taste or the flavor of countries in the ways of recipes. And the students made some of the recipes that the people told them.